Good morning, Morgan. And good morning to any of Morgan's friends that are joining us for this video today. In today's video, we're going to focus on just this new method that Beautiful Soup uses called getText. And apparently, it deals specifically with the text that you'll run across in the HTML and the XML code, I guess. So with that, I'm going to let the machine explain to you what the function does, and then we'll go ahead and take some look at some examples.
If you only want the text part of a document or tag, you can use the get_text method. It returns all the text in a document or beneath a tag as a single Unicode string.
Okay, so what do we have here in our example HTML code? We just have an A tag with an I tag embedded in the text string. Okay, and so when we go to print the soup object, this is what we get. And by the way, when we get to the output, I want to show you. Remember how I was always complaining about I couldn't get the output to look nice? Well, because of what we ran across in the last video, I was able to modify it to make it look pretty. All right, isn't that awesome? Yes. So there we go. So we've got the HTML tag, the body tag, and then the A tag. Okay, now let's take a look at the next thing. So we're going to take the soup object and we're going to run it through the getText method. And what do we get? We get just the text, the link to, and the I link to, and then this example.com, even though it was within the I tag. Okay, all right, that's cool. Now, oh look, now by going soup.I, we're saying we just want what's in the I tag. Okay, so what does that tell us about this function? Okay, so if you don't specify the tag in your statement, you're just going to get all the text. But here, you can drill down in it. Okay, so here it is, just the example text. That's what we got. Okay, says you can specify a string to be used to join the bits of text together. Now, oh, really? Well, what happens if we do that? Okay. So what do? We feed it this this I don't know what you would call that straight line there. It's going to stick it in between wherever it's joining the text strings together. But what's really interesting about this is it's got that bar at the very end, like, but there's nothing after it. Okay. Well, the next example answers what's going on. So, by adding another parameter to the getText method called strip equals true, we're actually telling it, what are we telling it to do? I'll let the machine talk.
You can tell Beautiful Soup to strip whitespace from the beginning and end of each bit of text.
Okay, so what that means to me, what this is telling me, is there was a blank space after the .com. So it was trying to stick three strings together, one being a blank, and when we ran it through that, it says, hey man, we don't need that. And when that went away, so did the other whatever that thing is called. All right, so that's kind of interesting. All right, and then, because this is going to be a short video, yay! Now let's go to the last little bit, because this is kind of weird, because it's in the little brackets like it's a list, or what do you call that? I don't know.
But at that point, you might want to use the .stripped_strings generator instead, and process the text yourself.
Oh, really?
Text for text in soup .stripped_strings.
I don't get it. What are we doing? I don't get this one. Okay, all right. So what we're doing is now we're taking the texts and we're putting it into a list. Okay, and we've got the I linked to and the example, but no third one for the piece of blank space that we thought was behind the example.com. That's a little kludgy. By the way, you have to be a programmer from the 70s and 80s to use that word. It's just for us elderly programmers to use. Okay, so with that, okay, so we're taking it, we're putting it in a list. I guess that's if we want to go in, maybe we can go and modify the list and then put it back into the HTML code. I mean, we're learning the tools, but we need to think for ourselves about how we can employ them when we code. Okay? And with that, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the output. All right. And here we are in the output. Remember, here's that old HTML doc that I've just been taking with us, taking along for the ride. Okay, here we go. I remember I couldn't get it to work because I wasn't putting any parameters in the Pertify method. But now, from last video, because I'm actually learning this beautiful soup at the same time as you are. So we're all learning at the same time. So I went like, oh my God, that solves the problem I had with making the output look pretty. All right, so, and then of course, here's all the example code. But with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the output and see what it looks like now. Oh my God, look how pretty it is now. And best off, every time, why does it do this? It doesn't do it every time I create a beautiful soup object. But that's a freaking mystery, isn't it? Anyway, so I don't know where this code is coming from. I'll figure it out one of these days. All right. But anyway, so here we have our beautiful, we've created our beautiful soup object. I run it through the prettify function with that new little parameter, and oh, look, isn't it pretty? It's not all strung out in that one long line anymore. Oh, I'm so happy now. I know, I'm weird. Anyway, with that, why don't you munchkins go out and have some fun this afternoon and try not to get in too much trouble, and we'll see you in the next video.